Hi everyone, welcome back to the Dr. Sia channel. In the video here today, I'm going to be responding to a request that a viewer here on the Dr. Sia channel had, which is around what are the kind of books, which books I would recommend and why. So yeah, let's get started. For attachment, which books would I recommend and why? Now, look, I think it kind of depends on who you are and what you're looking for and why you're reading it. But I've just gone all in here and go, you know what, let's just go with some of my top picks of what I think. If you read these books, I think you will be better off as a therapist. I think you will be better off as a person out in society, in community, and I think your health will be better off. So I suppose it's a big question because it's like, well, are you going to read this as a therapist, or are you going to read this as a patient, or are you going to read this just for your self-help? So I'm going to give you, 3 books and each at each level. So let's start with the self-help one. If you want a book on self-help, to me, in my opinion, conclusively, the best book I've ever read on self-help is The Lies We Tell Ourselves by John Fredrickson. The Lies We Tell Ourselves. Now, this is a phenomenal book. Why do I like it? Because it's a fantastic read. Why else do I like it? Because it's helpful to read. Why else do I like it? Because it's really beautifully written. I mean, John Fredrickson is a really good writer. So, I remember picking this book up and I couldn't put it down. So yeah, The Lies We Tell Ourselves, John Fredrickson, Self-Help. Get it, read it, and you're gonna love it. So, what about if you're a patient and you're trying to learn more about your therapy? I think a really good book to read there is Reaching Through Resistance by Alan Abbas. I think it's a fantastic book. I think it's that verge between it's understandable to read for patients who are doing, for example, therapy, ISTDP therapy, but it's a phenomenal book also for clinicians. So that is a really good book if you're on that verge, if you're a client and you want to understand more about your therapy, but you also want to be able to see kind of what's happening from your therapist's perspective. Reaching Through Resistance is a fantastic book. Now, if you are really like you're a therapist, you really want to understand attachment more, or you're a client, or you're out there for self-help, but you have a huge tolerance to understand a lot of dense information, well, I got the conclusive book on attachment, and that one I have here. I have all these books, but I keep lending them out. You read it and then you lend it out. You kind of pass it on kind of thing. But the one book that no one seems to want to borrow for me is, ta-da, the Handbook of Attachment. I mean, like most of what I teach here anyway, most of what I talk about is somewhere in this thick book. Okay, there's a lot of light here, but like this is a massive book, like, and it's pretty dense. But it's all here, from Bowlby's work to Freud's work to ego psychology, to kind of like the history of attachment, if you will, to what we know today about attachment. I mean, just some chapters here. The nature of the child's ties. We're talking about attachment and bonding. Attachment disruptions, reparative processes, and psychopathology. That's, chapter 2. Let's look at chapter 3. What do we have? Attachment, loss, and grief. Hey, that's some good stuff. What do we have? Chapter 4, internal working models and neuroimaging. I mean, it's all here, and they keep updating this book. This is the 3rd edition, and I think it's the 3rd edition in 5 years or so. Am I wrong? Yeah, so it was first published, I think, in 2016. So, and it's already in its 3rd edition. They're updating this book. Like this is a book you could buy and be pretty happy that you're getting relatively recent information, as far as a book goes, at least. So yeah, those are the books and those are the whys. I hope you enjoy this video. So thank you so much for commenting. Please do send me in your comments. I try to make these videos as soon as I can. It's just that my releases are sometimes a bit lagging, but I'm going to try to release these videos where I'm responding to your comments quite quickly, one after the other, because otherwise what's the point if you ask me a question and I answer like 6 months later. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you again for the next one.